she's just writing from the man's perspective.
Yeah,
Like
she's writing
she's
from a
just
lesbian man's perspective.
yeah,
So,
like fully formed chorus of this song was written by Travis. Like
dude, they're gonna be like, oh, Travis says he's a lesbian because lesbians because girl, me too. And it all ties back to Drake. And she partnered with Drake. So she's actually showing that she's gonna work with Drake. She's
double album.
Hey guys, it's me, Hailey, the host of Gasp. Before we get into the show, I'd like to very quickly let you all know how grateful I am to be able to host this podcast for you all. However, running a podcast is time consuming and more expensive than I thought. I want to keep this going for as long as I can, and in order to keep it running and continuously improve the quality of content, I rely on y'all's support. If you are financially able, I would greatly appreciate either joining my Patreon, which is only $5 a month, and you will receive bonus content plus early episodes, and or buying my merch. Links to all of this are in the show notes. Okay, that's all. Thanks again and enjoy the show, my queers and queens. Oh, one more thing. My audio will improve next week as I'm getting a new mic because my equipment was indeed stolen. Thank you so much for your patience.
Hey, Gaspers, and welcome back to Gasp the Pod. This is season 2 of Gasp. So thank you for joining us for season 2. This is a podcast for the gays, the girls, and especially the gay girls. Those who know are very much aware of that. And if you're new, this is a pop culture queer podcast. So we talk about like queer hot takes of pop culture. We call celebrities gay, mostly Taylor Swift. It's mostly a Gaylor podcast. And sometimes we talk about other things. Today is a very special day because I run this podcast as kind of like deep dives into specific topics. And then sometimes, if we're lucky, we get special guests. And I have a special guest today. And that special guest is DJ Crocs, aka Jordyn, our favorite Gaylor of all
Hi.
time.
Yay, I'm so excited.
I'm so glad you're here. Like, it's such a special kickoff for season 2. Just we're just jumping in. And
Hell yeah.
also today just so happens to be inauguration day, the day that we have scheduled this. And
It's
what's
good for us, a little morale
I
boost
think
on
so.
this day.
We need it. Um,
Exactly.
but it's also so crazy because literally he's being sworn in. We're not even gonna say he's being sworn in right now. So like as we've started this, we live in a world with President Biden. And as we
Scary.
finish it, Trump is going to be president.
Scary.
I know. Isn't that literally so scary?
We're just here yapping about Taylor Swift Girl Kisser.
We're going to pretend like that's not even happening.
Exactly. It's not
Yeah,
real. It's
it's
not
literally
real.
not happening. I'm going to talk about Gaylor highlights of 2024, our musings of what it was like going through the downfall of TikTok and then all of a sudden it coming back, and our predictions for 2025 and all things Gaylorism. Because obviously we need to find out all your like real thoughts about everything, which you share anyways, but in a long form way.
All the true tea. The true tea.
Exactly. The true tea. Because what's fun about a podcast is that I'm sure you've experienced this. Sometimes you're saying something on TikTok and you're like, I know this is going to get so much fucking hate right now.
Mhm.
Like, I know this one line and I'm like, ugh. And I like sometimes take it out. But even the most like annoying handlers don't really listen to this much content enough
Right.
to like
They
even
don't go
like
to the full podcast.
yeah,
Yeah.
they probably won't even clip it and repost it anywhere else. So like we can literally say whatever we want. Like yeah,
Hell yeah. Love
that's the
that.
benefit of a podcast. Little housekeeping stuff before we get into main content. Those who are new here to my podcast, please subscribe to my YouTube. It really like is like the main thing that matters when it comes to a podcast is rating on Spotify and Apple and then subscribing on YouTube. I also recently made a Patreon, which is really exciting. And I know that Gaylors have talked about like making a mass Patreon. So we should definitely do that. It's in the link in my TikTok bio, which is still there. And also will be in the notes of whatever this comes up on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple. So just look at the notes and it's there. Also, final thing, I literally made merch like a week ago, which is very fun. And
So cute.
so cute. Thanks.
I
I'm
love the
literally
shirt you're
wearing it
wearing right now. I need it. It's so cute.
This is supposed to be me. I just look like AI blonde girl. And if anyone's wondering where I am right now, because this is not my normal set, I'm at my parents' house. I was just at the inauguration, like People's March, which is in resistance of the inauguration. It's not pro inauguration. I think that's probably obvious, but I feel like I need to say. And my mom was actually a volunteer and volunteered to be like crowd control.
Whoa, she's brave.
Had these little like neon little armbands, and she was like standing in front of like the Jesus Saves people being like, yeah. So that's why I'm here. And I don't have a mic today because all of my things and my podcast equipment was stolen on the train.
That was all in your.
Isn't that horrible? I've had
That
such a
is
bad week.
horrible. Oh my fucking God. Yeah, could they do any like
So no,
do anything? Could they
apparently
track it?
I like I like filed a form or whatever for like we don't pay out anything. Like if you lose your luggage, like even if it's stolen by like Amtrak employees.
Oh
Isn't that
my
crazy?
God. That is
It was just gone.
fucking horrible.
I started crying. And then the next day it was like TikTok, Supreme Court, totally getting removed. And I was like, oh my God. And then, you know, it was reinstated or whatever, but again, at what cost? I've been seeing people post like, oh, when TikTok is finally restored and it's a 3-day weekend and you're finally at peace. I'm like, is anyone forgetting like the
Right.
Trump of it all?
Right. And the fact that there was so many messages. Thank you, President Trump. We give our gratitude to President Trump, like on essentially the world's largest billboard right now,
Right.
everywhere, right before he's inaugurated. We are, thank you, Trump. You're amazing. Like, it's disgusting and it freaks me out. And then there's so many people. I saw a James Charles video where they were like, they were joking about thanking Trump for fixing TikTok, but I'm like, no, even that, like he wants that. That's what he likes, and that's what he wants, and he wants everyone to be praising him. He's not gonna know if you're joking or not, and neither are all of his crazy fucking supporters. Like, it's just it's
more
scary.
Positive messages,
right, about him.
Yeah.
Like,
oh God, it's disgusting. Well, anyways, we will maybe get into that later, but probably not. We'll probably just be talking about Taylor Swift. But I first just want to introduce Jordyn. I'm sure anyone that's listening to this already knows who she is. And just like, thank you so much for joining this pod. I'm so excited to have you as a guest and for us to gab about all things Gaylor and your experience like on TikTok and everything. But tell everyone like where else to find you if for some reason TikTok like is banned again.
Yes. Okay. So if TikTok is banned again or if TikTok goes away, I'm going to try posting on YouTube. I'm going to try some more long form content. I have some ideas of videos that I want to film. It's just always scared me making like full YouTube videos, but we're going to try. And I'm going to try to do that before TikTok gets banned so that we have a little bit of like, you know, a base there just in case. I don't know. I've been trying Red Note or Red Book, and I keep going back and forth on how I feel about it and if I'll stick with it long term. So we'll see. I still have it. I'll probably still randomly post on there. And I've really been loving Blue Sky. I think Blue Sky is really fun. And I saw this morning that they have video content now that you can post on there. You can post like short form videos. So I'm on Blue Sky, DJ Crocs, Red Book, Red Note, DJ Crocs. And on YouTube, DJ Crocs, the name was already taken. So I'm DJ Crocs 777 over there. Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining. I'm literally obsessed with your content. Like, I feel like if I'm waiting for someone to like tell it how it is, I go to your page. And there's a lot of people that I think have like redirected their content when the popular opinion is somewhere else. It's so much easier to do that. It's just like, why pretend like you don't think something, you know?
Right. No, I cannot pretend. I cannot lie. And when it comes to Taylor Swift, I'm like, who fucking cares? Like, there are so many millions of theories and ideas and things that like people talk about as a part of her fandom. And she wants it that way. She has created a fandom intentionally to do that. Like, she has created a fandom around Easter egging and around speculating about her life and like since her first album, looking in the liner notes, like, oh, who's this song about? Who's she writing this about? Date nice boys, all the things. Like she's wanted people to speculate about her life. That's how she's created the fan culture that she has today.
Yeah.
So truly, who fucking cares? Like there's
Right.
always going to be people who have so many different thoughts. And I would always rather just share what I actually think because it's fun. And there's always other people who are like, yes, even if I feel like it's maybe a crazy take, there's always someone who's like, yeah, girl. And I'm like, thank you. Like
That's the thing. Like, what's even if it is a crazy take, who's crazier? Taylor Swift. So it's
right,
actually
exactly.
really not that crazy ever. Like sometimes I think I'm like literally losing my mind, and then I'm like, oh, it's Taylor Swift. Like I'm
right.
good. She's always gonna one up us on the crazy scale. And
always. And there's always too many things that are too like perfect to be coincidental. You know what I mean? Like there's always too many things that happen that I'm like, yeah, there's no way that this was just happened to go this way. Like she is planning it. She is the mastermind. She has told us that. I just choose to believe it. Like
wig. Also, who knows what's gonna happen with like platforms and like censorship and like just we already get banned from even just saying gay. So I feel like it's just so important to like continue like pushing the limits of like what's allowed on the internet. It's kind of crazy that like in America, we're like worried about saying something
gay, lesbian online. Yeah.
And even
like
just a clear interpretation of like the most famous artists and like people are still upset about it. It's like really trippy because in Tumblr times, I feel like this never happened. I feel like
no, like well, and I feel like fandoms were more, I don't know, like there's so much beauty in TikTok and like how many people you can reach with it, but I do feel like it has really ramped up and escalated some of the hate because so many other people are seeing the content now that like weren't on Tumblr. It was all the gays in one corner of the internet, all of us talking about it together, and other people weren't really like coming to those sites. And now on TikTok, it's like a video goes viral, and then you have 1,000 comments telling you you're insane for
and like to kill yourself,
possibly believing a beautiful blonde pop star could be queer. Like when it's really not that deep. Yeah.
It's so true. And I feel like it's always the videos that I don't want to go viral that go viral or that get more people. And I'm like, God damn it.
I say this to my girlfriend all the time. Like, there will be days where I'm like, okay, I'm going to film 3 videos today. Like, I'm going to put on a mug. I'm going to do my hair. Like, I'm going to sit down in my little filming spot. And then those videos, like, do fine. The people, you know, the Gaylors see them and whatever. But then a video where I'm like in my pajamas, looking busted, just like yelling about something gets so many views. I'm like, okay, like, why is this the one that gets so much attention?
And it's always like my least palatable ones. It's like always the ones that are a little bit out there and I didn't really think it through. It's like not everything is a fucking thesis. It's just my thoughts. And you don't have to agree. Like how many times do we see fucking insane shit? Like we don't engage with like neo-Nazi content because what's the point? I mean, not that we're neo-Nazis on the other side. That was a bad comparison. I'm going to take that out. Like we don't engage with, I don't know, people who like think other people.
Even like Tayvis content. Like I see it and I scroll by. I'm like, whatever. Like
unless it's like being like, oh, she's so small, girl. And I'm like, oh, fuck this.
I saw a tweet from the other night when she was out to dinner with her parents and her friend Ashley. And it was like a picture of her walking up the stairs. And someone tweeted it and was like, and in her head, she heard, baby, watch your step. And I was like, I'm going to throw up. Like, that is so disgusting. In what world does Taylor Swift need her meathead boyfriend to tell her to watch her step? Like, she performs for 3.5 hours in heels on stage, running around, like, doing a full performance. She does not need a man to like walk up a stair.
And really fucking funny. Like anyone who just like likes their relationship, whatever. Like it's really though like getting to a point where some people, and this is not everyone, I think like I know a lot of people who are like, oh, I think they're cute, and I'm like, I mind my business. It's this like reframing of like, oh, a real man should be taller than you, a real man should be bigger than you, a real man is not like it's making me defend Joe Alwyn. I'm like,
Literally.
wait, studious boys. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, it's like just a weird, like sexist, like it's just like reinforcing these like patriarchal norms
Mhm.
and like everyone being like, oh, finally she has someone. And like I do think it's a lot of young people, I hope, that maybe
Yeah,
are
like
like,
teenager
yeah, are
swifties.
like
Yeah.
thinking about like I don't know these edits of them talking to each other like you said like
Mhm.
baby watch your step. I feel like we need to gather all of the craziest Tayvis content and just like put it in one area and like laugh.
Literally. Like
That's crazy.
do a part two to this episode and
Right.
just go through all that.
Like
I
I'm
know
a
it's scary though to think about all those like teenage
it's really
young
scary.
Swifties who are like seeing that be the conversation around
Yeah.
Taylor and Travis and like thinking like, oh, that's what I need to strive for. That's what I need to like pursue in my
Right.
life is that kind of relationship. It's also really interesting to me though that like Swifties will always there's never any criticism of Taylor, right? Or any like
Yeah.
actual thought on what's happening when she was with Joe Alwyn. And it was like, oh, he just loves her so much. He wants to keep their relationship secret. Oh, they just, like they want to stay together with just the two of them.
Hmm.
They don't want anyone to see them. Like he's just protecting her. He's just taking care of her. And then once they broke up, it was Joel's a villain. He's horrible. I can't believe he made
Right.
her do that. Travis lets her be in the spotlight. He's proud of her. He shows her off. Like they flipped the script
Yeah.
so quickly on just like whatever man she's actually dating in the moment. I remember the freaking
Yeah. That's so
Ratty
funny.
Healy era, how mad people were at me and at other Gaylors for being like, no, this is disgusting that she's hanging out with him. Like, especially given the
Fucking
timing
racist.
of, right, like horrible person. And so many people were so
Right.
angry at that. And it's like,
Right.
no, you don't have to blindly just
Love
follow
and
or support
obsess with her
everything she
boyfriend.
does. Like, you can love
Right.
her without being like, she is this perfect God who I am just
Yeah.
everything she does, I'm going to praise her for. Like, I feel like that's a lot of the hate that
That's so
Gaylors get
true.
is that we're
Oh,
not
you're
always
you're
just like
hating
you're
on her. It's like
right.
really, are
Like,
we just like I mean, sometimes we wouldn't even go far to like hold someone accountable, but I think with a lot of like Palestine stuff, like I really appreciate
mhm,
Gaylor's for being like, wow, like Taylor Swift hasn't said anything about Palestine or like hasn't said anything about any of these like anti-trans bills coming out. And like
right.
that's not hatred. It's just being like, oh, look, our fave. We would love for
Mhm,
our fave to like do a little bit more. And that's
right.
okay because she's a fucking billionaire. But like a lot of
I
people see that as like being so mean to her and leave her alone. Leave
and they feel
her
like they
alone.
need to protect her. And I'm like, yo,
Good.
she's okay. She's fine. Like,
Yeah,
trust me, she is fine. She can
good.
handle a little bit of, and if she doesn't want to see it, she's not going to look at it. Like, she's
Right.
going to scroll by. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's
And I
crazy.
remember during the election this year, I got a bunch of hate for being irritated that she was just putting out these like neutral, make sure you go vote, make your voice be heard. And it like wasn't until right before,
Yeah,
like a
like the
week or something
debate.
before the election, yeah, that she was like, okay, I'm endorsing Kamala Harris. But
Hmm.
until then, it was just all these general register to vote, go vote without actually giving any of her thoughts on like who she was voting
Right.
for or why she was voting for them. And I'm like, girl, you have such a big audience of people who will just blindly follow
Right.
you and do what you say, regardless of if that's a good or a bad thing. Like that's the reality of it. So at
Yeah.
least give them your information on like
Hmm.
why you are doing this and why you're voting for her. And I got
Yeah.
so much hate for that and like told I didn't know what I was talking about and I didn't know how elections work and all these things and that I
What?
shouldn't be looking to a celebrity for advice. And I was like, no, I'm not. But I'm saying I
Mhm.
think she should use her
Her
platform
influence.
and the
Yeah.
like largest stage that she has in the world essentially
Yeah.
for anything like
Right.
but
Wait, I remember that era. That was crazy because she was spotted with Brittany Mahomes at the
mm-hmm,
US Open before she even said anything about who she was like specifically voting for. And
mm-hmm,
a lot of people were like, we can't assume that you're voting for Biden just because you did 4 years ago. You're hanging out with
right,
Trumpers. Like, we don't know. And like with Kansas City Chiefs players who are like, and like
her
the
whole
Chiefs are very
image
conservative and
now,
like
yeah,
exactly. So it's fair to ask that question. And then when she did endorse Kamala, the people were like, did you not trust her?
right.
And it's like, maybe no, I don't know. Like, yeah,
Right. Like what she wasn't giving me any reason to trust her at that
right.
point. Like her image was giving very right leaning, like, and
Yeah. Yeah, like
yeah.
you can't just like blindly, I mean, I guess you can. People can do whatever they want, but there's a lot of people that put her on God-like pedestal and I think get really worked up when anyone who says they're a fan and is a fan like questions anything she
Hmm.
does. And like that's
Hmm.
not a healthy relationship to have with billionaires. I love that we were just kind of like talking about nothing. I mean, we talked about everything, but like under no topic, which I'm obsessed with.
Yeah.
Um, but I do think we should move into our like formal 2024 Gaylor highlights. I was at
Yes.
first gonna say we should talk about like all of Eras Tour highlights, but that went on like the last 10 years. So I feel like we should narrow it down.
Okay.
Um, there were so, especially at the end of the tour, there were so many surprise songs, compilations that it felt like just boom, 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 like every night it was crazy. And we had to narrow it
Literally.
down. Um, but I do feel like, and maybe you can talk about the first one, like this number one compilation was, I feel like maybe some of the most confirming evidence of
A hundred
Gaylor
percent. A
he's done in
hundred
the last
percent.
year.
Like I so the It's Nice to Have a Friend and Dorothea mashup was I remember listening to that on the live stream and feeling like shock that it was
Yeah, just
actually
your
happening.
soul like
Like
rising from your body.
literally like floating because that like Dorothea, we've already talked about, I feel like within the Gaylor community for so long, like, oh, she's referencing being a friend of Dorothea and being a friend of Dorothy. And like that in and of itself is a crazy reference for Taylor Swift to be
Mhm.
making. But then for her to take it one step further and to literally sing, it's nice to have Dorothea and mash up, it's nice to have a friend with Dorothea literally confirming that theory that Gaylor's have been talking about that she's calling herself a friend of Dorothy. Like, I don't know if there was any other louder surprise
Yeah,
song than that one because it's undeniable. It's undeniable. And both of those
yeah.
songs are songs that I think Swifties hear as friendship songs when they are both love songs. And like, if you look at the prologue of Evermore, she refers to Dorothea as an old flame, like a rekindled old flame from high
It's
school.
not
And
Selena
it's nice.
Gomez, babes.
Right. It's not Selena Gomez. Like, and it's nice to have a friend. She talks about church bells ringing and rice being on the ground and walking home and like all these things that are wedding references and like being friends with your partner, which
I
is
just
such
got
a
chills.
lesbian experience. Like, it's such a lesbian experience to
Yeah,
have your partner and your girlfriend be your best friend and to like feel that I don't feel like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't speak for straight people, but I just feel like
you
that is a
can.
very
It's okay.
lesbian experience that a lot of straight people don't experience
Yeah.
in the same way. Like I know a lot of my straight friends are like, yeah, I love my boyfriend, whatever, but my best friends are my
Hmm.
people. And like for me and for a lot of my queer friends, it's like, yeah, no, my girlfriend, my partner is my best friend. Like I want
Right.
to be with her all the time. I'm obsessed with her. Like,
Yeah.
and
Outside of like a romantic way, two things can exist at once. And I also think like the fact that it almost seems like it starts out as like a friendship and it's like, is this more? Is so
mm-hmm,
sapphic. And like
so
so many people have
sapphic.
experienced
Like,
that. It's like, is this friends? Like it's hard
right. Like
to
what's
know.
happening here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then the fact that
Yeah.
she mashed it up is crazy. I don't even
Mm-hmm.
know if I've heard anyone even refute that. I gotta be honest. Like,
No, because
have
like you
you?
can't. Like how do
How?
you? Like,
Right.
and I think the only rebuttal people have is the like, well, she can write about queer stories without being a queer person. Like she's writing from the Emily Dickinson's grandmother's like whatever the fuck
Then
they say,
she's a
where it's
straight
like,
girl obsessed with Emily Dickinson, and
right,
that's so
like
gay.
and that just tells me she's deeply in the closet,
Yeah,
like if that's what's happening. But you know, I haven't seen any rebuttals. People just ignore
yeah.
it or just say like it's not that deep. The surprise songs aren't that deep. She's just like putting songs together every night, and
It's infuriating.
it's so frustrating because I feel like Gaylor's we watched such an interesting story be told throughout the surprise
Hmm.
songs of the Eras tour, and especially the last leg when she started doing the mashups. Like
Yeah. And
it was
aligning
so
with
clear.
like the midnight,
Mm-hmm.
or like the sunset, midnight, dawn, sunrise dresses.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, the dresses didn't mean anything, but they did mean something if they're Chiefs colors
Right.
or New
Right. Or
Orleans
like
colors
I
or
was
like
gonna say, I remember
Ireland's
my
flag.
because I was at night one in New Orleans and she came out in the Mardi Gras flag. And I was like, okay. I said to my friend, I was like, she's either going to wear the bisexual flag or the lesbian flag with the 1989 outfits one night here in New Orleans. And my friend was like, what? And I was like, no, like, trust me, she's going to do it because she's proving a point now. She knows how to flag. She used for the first
Exactly.
time different shirt, skirt, and boots to show, okay, I'm wearing a flag. And then
Right.
was it night 3 in New Orleans that she
Yeah, I think
wore
so.
the pink, blue, and purple of the 1989 outfit? Like, but then that doesn't mean anything. That's just coincidental. She just liked those colors together. Like,
Oh, it's
and
such
that's what
double
makes me crazy, I
standards.
think, is
Yeah.
that things only can mean something when it's not queer or when it's not gay. But once it is, then it's just she has no clue about
Yeah.
that. She doesn't know anything
It's not
about
that deep.
right.
Right.
Like it's
And I feel like I literally would lose my mind if we didn't have this community. Like, I
no, me too.
cannot imagine like seeing that. And like, because I've got a lot of queer friends, but not all my queer friends are specifically Gaylors. And a lot of
Mhm.
people are like, oh, that's cool, that's cool. And I'm like,
No, but
I'm
like you
like,
don't
no,
understand.
right. I'm like, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Because I think I would literally lose my mind. It's nice to have Dorothea, or sorry, friend of Dorothy is literally probably the number one, like, most popular way to flag throughout
Mhm.
all of American history. I'm
Right.
trying to think of like another word. I mean, maybe like the yellow brick road, or like it's
Mhm.
one of the most irrefutable ways to flag. Like, if you
Right.
look up Friend of Dorothy, obviously, like the first thing that comes up is like queer code started in like the
Mhm.
40s. Like, it's just so
It's
clear.
always been a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just really beyond to me to see like teenagers, and I hope they are teenagers and not like grown adults being like, actually that's not, it's like, you don't know anything. I'm
Right.
so
Learn your queer history first, and then
yeah.
we can circle back and
Yeah.
discuss.
Okay. So the
Yeah.
other one that was a crazy mashup was Everybody's Watching Her, but I Don't Like a Gold Rush.
And was this the same weekend as It's Nice to Have Dorothea? Because I was trying
Oh,
to
let's find out.
remember back.
Wait, let's find out.
Who would
Okay,
know?
June 14th.
June 14th was Everybody's Watching Her.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Was that the same weekend?
if not the same weekend, then it was this. I mean, obviously the
Very
same month because they were
close.
both
Yeah.
during Pride Month. But I swear they were like back to back
Hmm.
nights or like really close to each other in the same weekend. And that was another one that was mind-blowingly crazy because she really confirmed that the muse of Gold Rush is a woman in the
Yeah.
way that she mashed up those songs and like changed the lyrics a little bit. I also love that she sang "This Is What You Came For" because I think any reference to Calvin Harris and his big old beard is just
It's
hilarious
beautiful.
and cracks me up. And I
Yeah.
just know he was probably irritated about it somewhere that
I
Taylor
always
was singing
forget
that
about
song.
him.
No,
I
me
kind of
too.
miss like
Like,
the era where like no one was like, I love Taylor and Calvin Harris together.
yeah,
Like, I feel like no one even like cared or like
cared. No, literally.
mentioned it.
Like,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
she literally said,
Um,
like, I forgot you existed. I
yeah.
forget.
That mashup, yeah, the way that she combined those, where she was literally saying, like, everybody's watching her, but I don't like a gold rush. Like, that scares me. That intimidates me that everyone's watching her and everyone is obsessed with her. Like, what is it like to grow up? I mean, Gold Rush is already, I feel like if you listen to it
Yeah.
and actually listen to it, it's like, okay, this is very clearly about a woman. I don't know what man's hair is like falling into
Falling
place
down
like
like
dominoes and
dominoes. There's
looking,
some people that
growing
are
up
like,
so
oh,
beautiful.
Harry Styles. I'm like, oh my God. This Is Me Trying and Daylight was crazy. Because then we were like, oh
It
my
was
God,
so
she's gonna
sad.
step into daylight. Like, is this her
Mm-hmm.
trying to
Like,
get into daylight? And she didn't, by the way.
and she didn't. And was she in the lesbian flag dress when she sang that? There was something about the outfit that she was wearing that night that specifically I remember being like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Was it like yellow?
Yeah, the yellow
Oh
or
my
the
God.
orange dress.
She was in the bisexual. She was in the bi dress. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And it's like she's like trying to get into daylight, but she's not
Mm-hmm.
there yet. It's just crazy how many clues she gives and like continuously over and over. And then like
Mm-hmm.
when did Taylor Nation go live during I Don't Want to Live Forever in Dress?
Yes, that was when that was like early in the year,
Or
I
did
think.
Taylor
Like maybe
Swift's page?
no, Taylor. So there was two different times that this happened where they went live and she just sang, I don't want to live forever. One of the times Taylor Nation went live and it was like a message from the Tortured Poets Department. And I think
Oh.
this was like in May after a little bit after TTBD came out.
Mhm.
And Taylor sang, she was in the yellow dress and she sang, I don't want to live forever on the piano. And that was like crazy. Okay. And everyone was really confused. Like, why did they go live for her to
Yeah.
just sing that? But then the next time, Taylor Swift herself went live on her Instagram and mashed up I Don't Want to Live Forever with Dress and sang about how she doesn't want to live forever unless her best friend is taking her fucking clothes off. And then that was it. Again,
Yeah.
there was no announcement, there was nothing else. She just like
That's
dove
it.
into the stage and the live went off. And I remember everyone on Twitter being so confused and being, well, not Gaylors, but like general
Yeah.
Swiftie population being like, what the fuck? Why did she go live for that? What is going on? It really gives me the same energy as all the times people were clowning for Rep TV. And then she just sat down and played Maroon every single time. Like she just wants to get everyone's attention and everyone's eyes on her to sing incredibly loud, gay
Yeah.
mashups. And yeah, the fact that she went live twice to sing I Don't Want to Live Forever will forever be crazy and with no explanation to it.
Yeah.
And Swifties have never figured it out. It's the same as like the upside down phones from Midnight's Mayhem with me. Like they're like,
Right.
why is it the 8 and the 3? What are we ever gonna get an explanation of this? And I'm like, well, there is one. You just don't want to hear it. So
It does feel like, yeah, like I don't want to say the 1, 2, 3 theory is like completely stupid because I think that like I wouldn't be surprised if that tracked, but I do feel like that's kind of the only theory like Swifties hold on to
mm-hmm.
right now. And they're like, it's the 1, 2, 3 theory. Actually, Maroon, if you think about it, is like 3 minutes. And like they make these reaches, and like I think that's awesome. Like I don't
Right.
think they're delusional for that. But it's like when we're like, oh, maybe she's bringing attention to this song
Right.
because
For a
it's
reason.
her
Like
favorite gay song and she misses Karlie Kloss. Like
yeah.
when she sang Maroon, I think it was the second to last night of the Eras tour. It was that final
mm-hmm.
weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, for the final time, she started
Yeah.
talking in the middle. That's the first time I think she's ever just started talking while she was
Mm-hmm.
singing. And she was
Yeah.
like, for the final time. And she was almost like pissed. She was like,
Yeah.
deadpan.
I
And I
don't get
was
to
like,
sing this again.
it felt like she was like, you better fucking pay attention. For
Yeah,
the
no,
final
literally,
time,
like
I'm telling you to listen to this goddamn song.
and listen to these lyrics about
Lips
these
so
maroon
scarlet.
lips. Yeah, like Swifties, it's always just Rep TV. And that's, I think it got really frustrating towards the end of the Eras tour where it was like, there was so much going on with the Yellow Brick Road themes and the Yellow Brick Road on
Hmm.
her Instagram and Karma and the Orange Door and like all these different things that were happening, the new dresses and the new outfits and the like bisexual flag dress to the blurple dress to the lesbian flag dress. And all Swifties could talk about was, are we going to get Rep TV? Rep TV? Is Rep TV
Yeah.
coming? Are we going to get Rep TV before the end of the Eras tour? Like, oh, this must mean Rep TV. Oh, she's wearing this orange and pink dress because she wore the orange and pink dress at the
Yeah.
Grammys or the VMAs or whatever it was during the Reputation era.
Mm,
So
right.
we're going to get Rep TV. And I'm like, not everything is about Reputation. Like there is
Well,
so much more to the Eras tour story than
then
just
Reputation. Yeah.
Reputation. Like,
And what's going to happen to them once Reputation comes out? I think that
right,
Taylor kind of knows that, like, once Rep comes out, there's no like pining for another re-record. I mean, people want
right.
debut or whatever, but it's not the same obsession with like Rep. So I do feel like she's pushing it off. And then I want to hear your thoughts of like pushing it off. And I kind of see her like replaying the story of Bejeweled. I still feel like Reputation and Karma are like coupled together, and
Me
she's gonna
too.
eventually come out through that way or that storyline and like ghost the prince and do all these things and like, but it just doesn't make sense to
Piss
me that
everybody
she
off.
would, yeah, that she would be like at the peak of her fame and then release Reputation. I still feel like she needs to be like scorned to
Yeah.
really,
Like to be
you
able to
know?
really do it
Yeah.
correctly. Um, yeah,
Like,
I
what do you
feel very
think?
strongly that like if Taylor's ever going to come out more officially than she already has, besides just like starting to show up with a woman to events and things and
Real.
like just being like, yeah, this is like who I'm and never saying anything and just letting
Mm,
people do what they want with it. I think it will be through lyrics that are so undeniable, which like
Yeah,
there already are so many that are so undeniable that people still
just
dream
even
girl,
more
like
so.
argumentative, antithetical dream girl. People will argue that till they are blue in the face. And I'm like, no, grammatically, she's singing to a dream girl. Like there's nothing else
Yeah.
that that could mean. And something I've thought for a long time is that Rep TV, either the vault tracks will have she, her pronouns, or she'll re-record it all with she, her pronouns. And I think that would be so iconic and so amazing and would kind of give the same effect as the original Reputation, because I think a
Yeah.
lot of people would be really mad at her and would feel like she's been lying to them and would feel like she
Yeah.
was lying to them during the original Reputation
She's a
album
lying
and
snake.
right, like, and would not be happy about that and about her doing it in that way. I think a lot of people feel like they're owed a formal coming out from Taylor Swift,
Mhm.
where like, I'm not gonna ever believe that she could be queer until she actually says da 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 da, which like people don't owe
Yeah.
you that.
We're never going to get a
They
press release or a
right.
campaign statement that's going to say Taylor is this identity. Like that.
No,
Yeah.
she's never going to, and we don't even know. Maybe she's an unlabeled queen. Like maybe she's like, I
Yeah.
just date and hook up with people and whatever. Like she doesn't owe us that. And so I think
Mhm.
if she ever does like formally come out, it will just be through song lyrics
Yeah.
or through all she, you know, a song that's so undeniable. But even then, I do think, unfortunately, people would be like, she's just writing from the man's perspective.
Yeah.
Like,
She's writing
she's
from a
just,
lesbian man's perspective.
yeah,
So,
like, fully formed chorus of this song was written by Travis. Like,
dude, they're going to be like, oh, Travis says he's a lesbian because, or lesbians because girl, me too. And it all ties back to Drake. And she partnered with Drake. So she's actually showing that she's going to work with Drake. She's
double album, like, with Drake.
Oh my
No,
God. I do
exactly.
think
And
like the vault songs of Rep have to be the gayest of all time. And she signals like I think it's the Great War where she's like something from the vault or the crypt.
mhm. Yeah,
And there's just I think that's why she's waiting so long to release it. Like she could have just released Rep like a year ago and then just went on with the Eras tour.
right.
It just wouldn't have made
No, and I
sense.
think she likes like
Edging
stringing
us.
everybody along a little bit and like
Yeah.
edging us and being like, oh, it's coming, but not yet. And
Right.
the black nails from this weekend, like I think that was she wants everyone to think Reputation, but I don't
Yeah.
think that means Reputation is coming. I think she's just
Yes.
like,
I think
do you
so
see this?
too. Yeah,
Do you
she's
see my
literally
black
like
nails?
it.
Like with her purse. But then it's not. She just wants to keep everyone engaged and interested in her.
Absolutely.
And that is like a really big thing that keeps a lot of
Hmm.
Swifties clowning and people theorizing is like when is Rep TV gonna come out? And so I hope, and she
Yeah.
said in the Time magazine Person of the Year interview, like the vault tracks are gonna be fire, I think is what she said. Like, and so I could see, I've seen people talk about like if the Reputation vault tracks are just gonna be Karma, like the Karma album, if she's gonna use that, which I could see that happening, but I could also see it being
Mm,
a totally separate
I think
album
so
that we
too.
get like later and that maybe the Rep TV kind of sets us up for.
Rising action or like the climax and like
Mm-hmm.
Karma might be like revealing truths that maybe we didn't know already. Yeah. I also feel like I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't release Rep next because and we can go into TTBD after this, but Grammys last year, that's when she announced TTPD and the
Mm-hmm.
fact that she was going to release another album and she was wearing black and white. And I swear to God, I literally was like sitting with my friends and I was like, this does not give Reputation like the white.
Mm-mm. No, and
What?
like the like almost wedding dress look that that outfit had
Yeah.
with the gloves and the lace
And
and the
everyone was like, it's
like,
gonna be a wedding album about Travis. And meanwhile, she releases like the gayest, saddest
I'm
album
in
of
an
all time.
asylum, help me.
Yeah.
Like
And like she loves being in happy relationships and releasing like the most devastating albums. Like Folklore and Evermore came out when she was supposed to be like happy in like a 4 year long relationship.
right. And then she talks about on the Eras tour, like, yeah, I wrote Folklore when I was like alone by myself, drinking bottles and bottles of wine every night. Like, okay, girly, that doesn't
Okay.
really fit the same story. But then we
Watching
get called crazy
Dickinson.
for saying she lies to us. Like, and she doesn't always tell us the truth. Like, well, and it's the same as when Lover came out and everyone was like, oh my God, this is such a happy love album. Like, this is so sweet. And she's in so much love. And then you actually listen to the album and it is like heartbreaking,
Yeah,
sad, breakup, devastation.
right.
That BBC Live Lounge haunts me, where she's
She's
in
like,
like the black sparkle
so
and she just looks
sad.
so depressed. And she sings that song, "Do You Still Love
Oh
Someone If They
yeah.
Can't Love You Anymore?" Like Unconditional Love. And then she does a cover of "I Can't Stop Loving You." And it's she looks so heartbroken. And I'm like, how did anyone watch this in the moment and think she's in a happy relationship right
Yeah,
now? She's so in love. Like she
right.
is living her best life with Joe Alwyn. Because I remember watching that and being like, girlie is sad. Girlie
Yeah.
is down bad. Like,
Like that's like the clear difference maybe between like Gaylors and I won't even say like Hetlers, but like Swifties who maybe like aren't even like don't even like hate Gaylors, but are just like consuming a very different type of Taylor Swift than we are,
yeah.
which is like we listen to her lyrics and try to understand her based on what she's saying in her lyrics and her songwriting.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not her lying to us by giving a different public persona, which is performance artler, and
Right.
maybe not even if it wasn't even performance artler, it's like how queer people stay like safe. And there's a lot of people that say,
Mm-hmm.
how could you be like a fan if you think that she's been lying to you? And it's like, it's not lying. And that's the same shit that gay people get when they come out
Right.
and they're like, you've been lying to us. And it's like,
Right.
because this is your reaction right now.
Right. Like, because
It's not
you're losing your
lying.
shit. Like,
Yeah. So I just
right.
feel
It's
like
protecting yourself.
right, right. So like reading her lyrics, like after really listening to TTPD past that one night when it was like really
Mm-hmm.
chaotic and we had 36 fucking songs, or like how many was it? Like
Yeah.
24,
30, no,
30,
31, I think, on the
31,
album. Yeah.
a lot.
So many
And I
fucking
was like
songs.
really just like so stressed out. And then finally when I like started listening to it, I was like, oh, this is first of all, there's one little sad Tayvis song on it.
Yeah.
And then everything else is devastating. And she's not even saying that this is being written about a movie or about something else.
Mhm.
Like, this is her own experiences. And it can't all be about Joe and Maddie Healy. It just doesn't
Right.
make sense.
Like, well, and I feel like TTBD is such a good example of an album where she is writing about her own life and, like you said, like her own life and her own experiences through the lens of romance and a
Yeah.
relationship, because I think that's what people expect from her, is that she's going to write music about love and music about her relationships and music about whatever. But then if you're actually listening to the songs, there's often like, I feel like it's not even about a relationship half the time. It's about her relationship with fame, or her
Yeah.
relationship with her parents, or her relationship with
Management.
the closet, or her relationship
Yeah.
with Hollywood. Like there's so many
Or
other
like
relationships,
herself.
right?
Right.
Like that she writes about through the lens of a romantic relationship,
I
so that
totally
it's
agree.
more palatable
Palatable.
to the general audience and the general
Right.
world. But like then if you really listen to it and analyze it more, it's like, oh, you're not writing about Joe Alwyn here. You're writing
Yeah.
about Hollywood and the music industry and how it's fucked you up, and like
Mm,
how being in the spotlight for 20 years has created this crazy self-image
yeah.
that you have, like there,
Like
it's so much deeper than just
a
Maddie Healy,
relationship.
Joe Alwyn, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Like the smallest man who ever lived. I know people like pin that on Maddie Healy. And I do feel like this album is so specific in shouting out like Maddie Healy tropes more
mm-hmm,
than any album I've ever heard. Like there was less Joe Alwyn like little clues hidden in Folklore Lover or whatever than this album. And I feel like it's to throw people off because
mm-hmm.
it's so sapphic, or at least that's what
Yeah, like Maddie Healy is used as the like bad, wrong relationship I'm not supposed to be in to symbolize the queerness. Because like the "But Daddy, I Love
exactly.
Him" visuals are all about,
Tattoos, drugs.
right,
It's like,
like
okay.
he's a bad boy, but
Yeah.
like then you look at the "But Daddy, I Love Him" visuals on the Eras tour, and it's religious
Yeah.
trauma. It's her being like
Stained glass
burned in a
windows.
church, and like pews and stained glass windows, and like all these things where she is screaming about like these Sarahs and Hannahs don't accept me, and they like don't want me to be who I am. I can't step
Right.
into this church or I'm gonna burn. Like, who gets told that? Queer people.
Right. Hmm.
You're gonna burn. If you come in here, you're gonna burn in hell if you are a queer kid. Like,
Yeah. And she says it so many times, like the people that are hating her are the religious people. Like she says it
mm-hmm,
multiple times in TTPD. And just it's just so interesting to me. The visuals and the aesthetic of the Torture Post Department is just so different than like her out word persona of Chief's Tayvis. It's
I know. Yeah.
completely
Like,
different. And I don't know how Swifties are listening to the same songs I am. Like, I'll be listening to Cassandra and I'm like, is anyone listening to this
no.
song? Like, how
The
are Swifties?
prophecy. Like,
Yeah. Like, oh my God. When she did I Did Something Bad in Cassandra and Mad Woman, I levitated.
yeah. Literally.
She is so clearly
Literally.
being like, I'm a witch. I am a
Right.
witch. I
I
am
am not
not
who you think I
Christian.
am. Like, a lot of you in the audience would not support who I am
I am.
personally. Like,
Yeah.
and you just don't see it. But
Well,
going to all the games in like chains and like chains around her waist, chains on her wrist. I'm like, oh, okay, that's really interesting. Like, you are
chained up.
in chains, you are in a contract here where you like have to go here. I also saw something that said the Chiefs audience or like fan base has grown by 40% because of Taylor Swift. Like one of the Chiefs, like one of the divas who's in the boxes with them, I think she's like, I don't know, married to an owner or something, but she said that
Oh, the
herself
like
that like
blonde girl who's kind of scary. Oh.
I think so. And like the or like one of the girls that gave Taylor a gift recently,
Oh,
like
Shia.
no, it's not one of the wags. It's
Oh,
like she's like up higher, like her husband is like an owner or
okay.
something. Like, and she's in there and they gave Taylor a gift to be like, thank you for all the good PR. And they've grown by like 40% since she started coming to games. And then it's
Honestly,
so crazy that like she's there, but then her music is so sad, emo, lesbian.
yeah, like
Like,
I'm being trapped. I can't live this life any
mhm,
longer doing this. She's clearly saying, like, there's some people in town that I bestow upon my fakest smile. That's not
mhm.
New York, guys. Okay.
Right.
What
Like,
town is she bestowing her like fakest smile? It's Kansas City. It's
right.
just so clear to me. I don't know. Like it's beyond.
Another thing I wanted to say about TTPD that is crazy to me and that is a reference I don't get how people miss is the Fortnite music video came out like what 3 or 4 months after that New York Times article with the hairpin in her hair talking about how she drops hairpins. And then the Fortnite music video came out and she had 13 hairpins on each side of her bangs. And like the first frame was just
Yeah.
reference it, like, or just zoomed in on all
And her chained to
those
her
hairpins.
bed.
Like in an insane asylum getting shock therapy. You know who they used to do that to? Queer
Queer
people.
people,
Like,
queer women.
and do you really think that this is because she had a bad breakup and situationship with Maddie Healy? Like that sent her.
Yeah.
Ugh, it's just so frustrating because
It's so
it's so much
frustrating.
deeper than that. And I'm like, Taylor Swift has shown for 20 years everything is that deep. Everything has a deeper
Hmm.
meaning. She is never just making art for the hell of it. Like everything is
Yeah.
intentional. She's doing everything with purpose. And then it
Hmm.
just people choose to miss it.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I totally agree. Um, what do you think? Like, do you think her leaving through this is going to get more into like predictions? And I know we kind of
Mhm.
talked about like karma and reputation, but like, do you think her leaving through the orange door means that karma is next? And do you buy into the whole like burning down the Lover House theory? And what do you say to people that are like, that door wasn't orange, it was like white this time, or whatever the fuck?
Okay. um, I do think her leaving through the orange door means some form of karma is coming, but I don't know if it's like maybe how we're gonna expect it. I
Hmm.
don't know. I just feel like being a fan of Taylor Swift, for so long I've learned she'll like lead us down a trail, but then it's not all it doesn't always go where we think it's gonna
Yeah.
go. Like even if we're like on the right track, it's not. So it might not be like, okay, Karma the album, like here it is, whatever. But I think it is leading us to some, whether that's the Reputation vault tracks, whether that's like completing her re-records and then what's going to come after that, like what she's going to be able to do
Yeah.
after that. I've seen theories that she's going to start her own record company and her record label and be able to like have her
Yeah.
own or like employ musicians through that. So like I think there is some version of karma coming. I just don't know if we know what it is. I would love if we actually got Karma the Lost album. I feel like that's something that we've thought about for so long that
Yeah.
I'm like, just what is it? Like, what does it sound like?
It
What's the
feels like
vibe?
the Gardens of Babylon. Like, did it
Yeah,
even
like,
happen? Is it
is it
even
real?
real?
Is it just
The
like
Lost City.
folklore? Yeah,
Yeah.
like, so yes, I think that was intentional. Like, I got a lot of comments on my video about that were like, well, she just stayed on the stage too long, so she couldn't go down underneath it. Like, but she's Taylor Swift. This is her show. If she wanted to go down under the
They
stage
would,
like she ends every other show, she would do that. Like
yeah,
they would make that happen for her, and she
right.
would tell
Nope,
them,
the door just closed. She
like,
can't go down that door.
right, like that's not how that works. This is her show. She can do whatever the fuck she
Yeah.
wants. She knew she was gonna hug all the dancers on stage and they were gonna have that moment. Like it's the last show. That's just kind of what happened. So she knew she was gonna be leaving through the back door. And she knew that we have been talking about that being the karma door for
Yeah.
however long on the Eras tour. Like I feel like since that orange door people noticed it, they were like,
Yeah, we've been talking about that
what
for
is
a year and a
that?
half.
Like,
yeah.
right. So it's like she knows that that's been a conversation and that if her going through the back of the stage like that was going to lead people to believe that. So unless she's really trying to throw us off in some way, but she's also been talking about karma for so long and in so many different ways. And like we keep coming back to the Midnight's era because of karma and because there's like more that's unfinished with that. So yes. And to people who say it's not orange, like, I don't know, where's your sense of imagination and joy, magic, and fun? Like it's
It
not
was.
that deep.
It
Right.
was
It
orange.
was.
So
Did you ask me something else?
I forget.
Yeah.
Do you think that she is still like on the yellow brick road? Like, where do you think that theory is now?
Oh, that's a
I'm just
good.
curious because I don't even really know if I've really thought about it. I feel like maybe she's still on her like journey.
Yeah, I feel like yes, because I don't feel like there was ever any real closure to it. You know what I mean? And like it's something that she's referenced again in the Karma music video. She's on the yellow brick road in her Dorothy little costume and her little outfit. And so I think yes, she is, but I don't know again how that's gonna look. And like I do think the yellow brick road and Karma are really linked together. And I think we're gonna come back to both of them at some point. But I feel like
I think so too.
So annoying sometimes because she plans things out like so
Right.
far where it's like I think sometimes we get little pieces of something and then it's like a really long break before we get more. And she knows like, okay, my next album or my next music video or the next art I put out is going to circle back to this story, but we just kind of get stuck.
Yeah.
Waiting. And I feel like with the Eras tour ending, it has felt really like not like what's next. Like I don't want to be like, give us more, but like just knowing Taylor Swift, like there's always something that's coming next. And there's always something that she's planning. And I don't think she would be at all these Chiefs games, making all these appearances if there wasn't something she wanted to keep everyone's attention on her for. Like,
yes, I was just gonna say that because I remember like after the Eras tour ended, we were all like, okay, this is first of all, interesting show to end it on. And I do think that was, first of all, okay to say, literally sue me, grow up. Like, say that this concert seemed less of a closure and a big bang than maybe we were expecting. And I think is increasing our attention to like wait for something else.
Yeah.
He's been so public. She's just been like everywhere.
At the games and out in New York and yeah.
And I don't think she's going to have babies with Travis and take time off. Like especially because she hasn't released Reputation. And the people that are saying and Debut, the people that are saying like, oh, let her take a break. I'm like, these albums, I bet she's already recorded. Like I bet TS, what are we on? TS
12. Yeah.
Feels like we've been on TS 12 for a while, but I feel like TS 12 is already recorded. Rep has already been recorded. Like
100%.
It's not like we're asking her to go back to work. Like,
you know, and like she's Taylor Swift. That's like she has said so many times she loves her career. She loves making music. She loves doing this. And so I don't feel like it's that crazy to be like, yeah, what's going to be next? Like, let's talk about it. That's not us being like, give it to us now. But like,
we're not talking about her fertility.
Right. Like,
freaking
weirdos. Yeah.
Okay. The craziest day, I feel like for me, and I was really tweaking this day. And I think I single-handedly like created theories that I don't think even panned out. But the day that she wore that yellow sweater and was like back to work and was holding her cat, and that was Karlie Kloss's birthday. And oh wait, no, Karlie Kloss and the Kushner,
their wedding.
Anniversary. And it was also National No Beard Day. And I was on a bus and I was like, holy shit, like what's gonna happen? The glitch is over. Like I was
Yeah.
panicking. But anyways, that
I
just
love Gaylor crash out days. I'm not gonna lie. That was me when, and you were at the show, I think, when Carly Kloss
yes,
was at the Eras tour.
yes.
I was
It was
I was working at camp. So I was like I was staying in a cabin with like 20 other people, and we'd like put all the campers to bed. And so I was like
oh my
on
God.
TikTok. My girlfriend wasn't my girlfriend yet, but she also works at camp and she was
Wait, that's
working
so
night
cute.
duty. So she was like overnight in the cabin with the campers, and I was in our like staff cabin, and we were like texting each other like, oh
Wait,
my God,
that's
what the fuck is happening, what the fuck. Yeah, it was like one of our first, like, we called it like a date, but it wasn't a date because we like weren't together, but we were both. And she went from like not knowing any Taylor Swift songs, not knowing anything about Taylor Swift, to watching live streams with me, like
concert.
playing Mastermind, doing all the things. Yeah. And so she was watching it, and I was like, oh my fucking God, Carly Kloss is there. And she was like, what the fuck? Like, and then we were talking about the blue outfits, and she was like, do you think 1989 is happening? Like, but I was in
Wait,
the
that's such
base
a cute memory.
of, it was so fun and so cute. And but I was in the basement of this cabin, like where the laundry is, just watching a live stream, like jumping around, screaming. I saw the pictures of Carly Kloss, and I was like, oh my God. I think I made like 25 TikToks that night,
Yeah,
like, because I just was like, what the fuck? What the
what the
fuck?
fuck?
Like, and like 2 days before I had made a TikTok, when, or no, it must have been like a week before, because I said Carly's going to show up on her birthday and Taylor's going to announce 1989. And obviously it wasn't Carly's birthday, but
But
it
close
was
enough.
like 6 days later, and she
Yeah.
showed up. And so I was like, oh my God, it's actually going to happen. Like, she's going to announce 1989 with Carly
And she
there.
literally did.
And then she did. And that was my crash out day where I was just like,
That was a
what's
crazy
going on?
day because like I wasn't even supposed to go to that concert. Like I was living in LA and all my friends, like we had, so my cousin was visiting. Me and my cousin had already been to Philly. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have enough money to go to the show. She was like, I don't have enough money to go to the show.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, it's like the last day of like, because at that point we didn't think she was ever coming back to the US. So I was
Right.
like,
It was
I'm
like
never
the
gonna see
last,
her again. Yeah.
yeah.
She's in LA. I'm here. I know it's $1,000 a ticket, but
But like,
gonna
fuck it. Like,
spend all my savings. And I was like by
oh, that's
myself
crazy.
and
You were
I
in the
popped,
same room as Carly and
yeah,
Taylor, like at the same time.
like I crashed their date. But I like popped a gummy, went by myself. I was in standing room only, blocked half of the screen, but I was in
Yeah.
the same like level that Carly was. And I heard people like skirmishing around and I was like making
Yeah.
friends. I'm like, hi, is anyone else here alone? Like it was just
Yeah.
weird. And I was like seeing people and I saw this like tall brunette girl walk by with a bunch of people like scuffled around. And I was like,
Around her. Yeah.
no. And then I checked Twitter and it confirmed. And my edible was hitting and I was like, holy shit. And then she came out and like blue and like obviously 1989
Yeah.
is confirmed. That was crazy. And let us all remember that a month after this, she is spotted with Travis Kelce for the first time in a Chiefs game.
Hmm.
That's how
Hmm.
fucking quick he came into
Things
the
turned around.
picture.
Yep.
And it just feels like she came and got her back. They were like, we need a beard stat. Oh, I know
Quickly.
this
Like,
gay guy in Kansas
in
City.
football.
It just feels so
Crazy. And that was
crazy.
like a crazy summer, because that was after Joe Alwyn, after Maddie
Like
Healy,
really
before Travis
summer.
Kelce. It was like Gaylor heaven, I swear to God, like
It
that, like
was
July and
wild.
August.
Has to have beards, but I would love if she was like single for like longer than like a month.
No, me too. Like, I love single girl era.
Yeah,
It's so fun.
right. Let's talk about a few of these TPPD songs, like the gayest ones. Then we can close out. Oh, wait, let me see if I'm missing anything else that was like a crazy Gaylor highlight. Oh, her singing I Kissed a Girl at the VMAs. Crazy.
Oh my
Taylor
God, that
and
was
Taylor
crazy.
confirming Taylor is James, which everyone forgets.
Everyone forgets all the time, but it has happened like 2 or 3 times now. Like, it
Yeah,
happened in those lyrics that Taylor capitalized me in
right.
James. And Taylor Nation tweeted at one point a picture or a GIF of Taylor and was like, don't forget James or something. And I feel like there was like one more thing where they have confirmed, like,
There was something else about
yeah,
like,
this teenage boy writing about being in love with a girl, that's actually just Taylor writing, like, writing that song. And everyone's like, oh, But she's still straight.
Anyways,
Like,
and then Taylor longingly staring at the lesbians who had just gotten engaged during Cardigan, and she was holding on to that pole, and she was like, I wish I could
just
do
like
that.
literally, and like stared at them like so far through the
Yeah.
crowd, just like, wow, they're whatever. And then
Yeah.
congratulated them. And Taylor Nation, I think, said something about
I think they did. Like
the
they wrote a
golden
letter or
love.
something
Like, yeah. And like,
confirming
we're
that
celebrating golden
gold,
love. Right. Golden
right,
love is queer sapphic
weird.
love.
Taylor and Florence singing that entire thing. They were like holding each other's hands on each other's like
Literally like
boobs. Yeah.
grasping each other. When Taylor got down on her knees, I was like, oh, okay, girl. Like,
And
we get it.
for a
We get
second, I was
it.
like, are they together? Like, I don't know.
And like
Yeah,
kissing her on the face after, like they just give like two sapphic besties who are like, oh,
exactly.
I love you so much.
I
Like
love you. I love you. Yeah.
and
That's
I'm
so
pretty sure
true.
Florence Welch has confirmed being queer, or maybe not confirmed it, but like I don't know. I went to a Florence Welch concert in like 2015, and she had us all take our shirts off and whip them around. And I was like,
Really?
okay, period, queen. Like,
Okay, she's not publicly identified, but also that's AI saying that, and I don't really believe that. There's a lot of people talking about like her being with girls and like
she has her own
theories about
Gaylors.
it. Yeah, she's got her own
Okay,
Gaylors, which maybe we'll step into.
yeah,
Um,
period.
period. Fucking Travis on stage during I Can Do With a Broken Heart and like putting makeup on him. Did he put makeup on himself?
Yeah, and he put it on her, and he like put it on his beard. Um, was that and the performance art of it all, and the fact that like we had already analyzed that part of the Eras tour and been like, oh my God, this is crazy. They're literally like picking her up off the ground and dressing her up like a doll and
Mhm.
forcing her to perform. And she's singing about how she can show everyone lies after being dressed up like this doll. And then she brought him on stage for that specific part
Yeah.
of the Eras tour. Like,
I can show you lies. Here's one of them.
right. Like, I'm
Travis
miserable. Nobody even knows because I
knows.
have this man attached to me, but
Right.
I fucking hate it here. Like,
Yeah.
and
The only way I can like believe that like she's like happy with like Travis is like if he's gay and she's like rooting for her like gay best friend.
right.
And
No,
then
literally.
all of a sudden I would be like, oh my God, I love him. Like I would.
The picture of her and Travis and Ross from the birthday party
Yes,
that they
yes.
had for her, I
And they're
loved
all
it
wearing
so
like
much.
matching rings.
They're matching pinky
Pinky
rings, gay
rings.
as fuck. But that to me really gave the energy of like, oh, okay, you're just like a lesbian and these are your gay best
Yeah,
friends that
my
you,
boyfriend's boyfriend.
yeah, exactly. Like that you just like hang out with, you pretend to be straight together to like protect each other, but you're secretly all like kikiing and watching fucking Drag Race together. Like
Yeah,
that is the energy that
yeah.
they give me.
Peaking. That's so
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
People who are excited about the relationship, whatever, it's their own prerogative. But like people saying that that's like the highlight of their experience of the Eras tour, I just find that weird when like the entirety is surrounding her relationship rather than like even your relationship to her music or like her
Mhm.
being on stage and the fact that she had to close out. And I get it, it's for performance art, but it still like stings when she closed it out by saying Karma is the guy in the Chiefs. It's just like,
Ugh,
oh God, really? We're ending with that? Like, and
no,
everyone's like, my
literally.
favorite moment of all time. Like, I swear, like when she sang that at Indy, people cheered louder during that part than any other part during the Eras tour. It's like you love her boyfriend more than her. Go to
Right. And like her attachment to a man. Yeah.
right.
There's so many other parts of the Eras tour too that I'm like, how are you not like losing your shit at vigilante shit? How are you
Yeah,
not
yeah.
losing your shit during you need to calm down? Like all these other moments
Mhm.
that are so fun and exciting. And that's what gets you.
Right. And then we can close by doing a little shout out for TTPD because I know we all kind of forget, but that it was this year. I mean, at least I forget that it was this year.
Me too. And it feels like we've had TTBD for so long, like since it was part of the Eras
Mhm.
tour. I feel like it just like blended in.
Just funny, like her timeline is like she squeezes so much into a year that it's hard to remember everything.
Yeah.
And I think that's also convenient because when she says stuff that's really gay, people forget about it. Like Chloe, Sam, Sophia, or Marcus, regardless of Gaylorism,
Hmm.
she is either talking about a girl that she's
Right.
interested in or a bi man, and that is queer, like hands
Either way.
down. And
Either
I feel
way.
like people just were like, anyways, it's like so
Right. No, like
frustrating.
that like formally introduced bisexuality into the
Right.
Taylor Swift cinematic universe. Like that song
Yeah.
was like, this person that I am with is cheating on me with men and women. Like
hmm hmm
that's essentially the message of that song.
Yeah,
Like
for
I am
real.
being cheated on with both men and women, like regardless if
Yeah.
that's a man cheating on her or a woman cheating on her. The person that's cheating on her is
Is queer
bisexual or queer in some
some way.
form. And she said that. And yeah, literally everyone was just like, okay. Anyways,
Anyways,
like, I'm like, no, do you not realize that that's probably like intentional? That she's like
yeah,
doing that for a reason? Like,
right.
because she wants you to start seeing and hearing
Thinking
the
about
queerness.
sexuality in different ways and like
Right.
that the
Like,
muse is not necessarily always the opposite gender. Like,
right.
yeah.
Like,
And then just, I think she said closet 2 times, if not 3 times. Pull you into the closet,
in,
closets of cedar in TTPD.
I don't know. The I'm gonna get you back, pull you into the closet lyric is crazy to me because that whole song, I'm like, what else? Well, first of all, like once you fix your face, I'm going in. What would a man be doing to fix their face? Like that to me is very like once you fix your mug, once you fix what's
Mm-hmm.
going on,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm going in on you. And then whether I'm gonna like she says something or pull you into the closet, like what else would that mean besides like I'm gonna bring you into the closet with
Yeah.
me. I'm gonna make you be closeted with me besides hiding queerness. Like I just
Yeah.
I genuinely don't know what else that could mean or
And
what she could
all
be
of this,
referencing with that.
yeah. And all of this comes after Gaylors had been talking very loudly on the internet about her saying like, and you don't have to hide in the closet during seven,
Mm-hmm.
and like talking about her saying that if for some reason, which she isn't, she's straight and doesn't want to lead us on, she's someone would be like, hey, just so you know, you've said closet a few times in this album.
Right.
People are gonna think that that's gay. She'd be like, oh, I didn't even think that. Let me take it out. Like this goes
Right.
through so many people. They're
Right.
like, hey, did you mean to say that? She's like, yes. Did you mean to
Yes.
say like that you are guilty as sin and you've been talking about religious trauma and the closet
Right.
and all this stuff. Did you
All
mean to
these
say
things
that?
like
She's like, yeah,
well, and she knows Gaylors exist. Like
right.
she
Yes.
has known about Gaylors. Gaylors have been around since beginning days of
Mhm.
Taylor Swift, since that SNL Roomies skit. Like that is what really
Yeah.
sparked Gaylorism online and the online discourse of like, is she signaling something to us here? And so if she didn't want that happening, she wouldn't do these things that feed into the speculation.
Mhm.
She wouldn't have lyrics, I'm going to pull you into the closet. Like if she was trying to reference, I'm going to pull you into this room so we can be by ourselves, she would have
Right.
said it in a different way,
Right.
Like
It doesn't
she
rhyme with
knows what people
anything
are going to
also.
say. Right. Like,
When you went to the closet, it doesn't
like
like
I
closet.
haven't decided yet, but I'm going to get you back. Like, okay, girly, we get it. We get it.
It's
Yeah.
insane. Even though we could
It's a
keep
wrap.
yapping
Yeah.
for
I
so
feel like we
long.
need to do a part two.
We
Like,
should
there's so much to
absolutely
yap
do a part
about.
two. Yay. Thank you so much for joining. Like, this
Of
has
course,
been
this is
so
so much
amazing.
fun.
Also, for anyone listening this who isn't already following Jordyn, because I feel like everyone probably is, but go follow her on DJ Crocs, and then I'll link everything else on whatever your listening platform on Apple, Spotify, or YouTube. It'll be in the notes. I will also have links to my merch and to subscribe and everything else we might need. Also, for anyone else listening who is new here, I release episodes every Tuesday. So even though we're recording this on Inauguration Day, which unfortunate reminder, Trump is now president. So
I
we
literally
forget,
forgot. I
we
literally
forgot.
forgot because we were yapping so
Yeah.
much. Like
But like when
now
this
it's
comes
now it's
out,
happened.
I'm sure he's probably signed a million executive orders and we're going to be there for each other. And I'm also going to link some like other resources if people are like not doing well, because that's so fair, because it's a very scary time, but we're going to get
Very
through it
scary
together.
bad day.
Okay, I think that's it. Thank you so much
Yay!
for joining.
Thank you. I had so much fun, and we will definitely have to do it
Yes,
again soon
absolutely.
because we have so much to
We have
yap about.
so much to
We could
talk
go for
about.
hours.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.